Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable and to my first favourites video for 2022. Let's go ahead and see what I've been loving this month. Okay, I'm going to put a little disclaimer here. December and January were a little busy. You can understand why. So I haven't had as much time to play as I would like to have. So some of these are a little bit boring. There's one in here that's actually not on the screen because it takes up the whole area and it just doesn't work. So I'll come to that one afterwards. But most of these are pretty basic, but I have been loving them. So I'm hoping I can kind of get away with this. So the first thing, I'm actually going to start with the biggest thing and the most boring thing. It's paper. Shouldn't love paper. Paper shouldn't make my list. I'm really careful with the different kinds of papers that I use because I want them to be the best they can be. I want when I do prints them to be really vibrant. When I do foils, I want them to work. And the problem that I have is that I love textured paper, but for foiling especially, that doesn't work. So this one has actually turned out very, very nicely. This is the J. Burrows from Officeworks A4 Premium Digital Paper. It's 120 GSM. And I've been using this, I used it to print my inserts, which I never thought I'd be able to print my own inserts, and this is the perfect paper for that. But I also find it's really helpful for lots of other things. It's great to blend on, and it's got that thickness to it, so it does help. It's good to print on. The Planners Anonymous digital kits come up really well on this. The only thing I will say, I think there's a coated version. This is the uncoated version. I like the uncoated because I don't like that slick feeling. However, that slick feeling is going to help you a lot with your blending and going to help you a lot with your foiling. So if you are someone that wants to foil a lot and you want it on paper, not cardstock, because this is paper, it's definitely not cardboard. If you are someone that likes the thicker kind of paper, you like that 120 GSM under your fingers, that's a general go-to. That's my new favourite kind of paper. You will definitely see me use that a lot coming in the next couple of months. Alright, let's have a look at something fun. So, unfortunately, my favourite card from this that I made with this for the Uniquely Creative Design team, it's gone to a very, very, very happy friend of mine, or very lovely friend of mine, Kate. I missed her birthday, so Kate, happy birthday. I'm sorry I missed it, but I hope the card got there and that you loved it. I will put a picture of that one up. It's already gone up on the Uniquely Creative page, so I can share it. But this is the Unicorn Magic stamp and die set. Love this, absolutely love it. You get these gorgeous little unicorns, and I'll show you some cards in a second, but you get 4 unicorns, you get a cloud, you get a couple of sentiments, and you get a cool little floral image, which I actually really like the floral image. So I made these ones. So this was all using the Unicorn Magic mini kit, so these papers actually came with it. This one I just made on my own, just used the little flowers to sort of stamp a background, and then just a bit of vellum, a couple of little sequins as well. And this is what I love about the Uniquely Creative sentiment strips. You can foil them and it just came up beautifully. I had this cool slimline one. I kind of went overboard with the pink because you guys know I'm not a pink person, but I thought, you know what, let's have some fun with a colour that I'm not comfortable with, and I'm not comfortable with pink, but that one came up really well. I just don't quite like the colour, but I tried to heat emboss it with clear because I wanted it to be shiny. And it just didn't quite come out. You sort of see too much of the wood, but it worked. And then this one, I really love this one. Very simple. I used the cute little floral image that was in this one. It's the same image all the time. And I just grabbed a bunch of different coloured Copics, or like all the reds on the blues, greens, etc. And just did myself a little mini wreath because I saw that sentiment that said create your own rainbow, and I just thought that's perfect. I want to do my own little floral rainbow. And then the one on the screen right now, that's my favourite. It's the one that I sent Kate for her birthday. I love that rainbow, which I'll show you in a second, but not complicated. That's just one image. Obviously, you've got the very large rainbow, bit of splatter on the background, a simple sentiment, and you're done. And this is how I did the rainbow. This is the Uniquely Creative stencil that came with this mini kit. I think it's called Rainbow. It's also got these cute little sprinkles and sparkle stars, which are just gorgeous as well. And the cool thing with that stencil, I'll just grab it out so I can show you. Cool thing with that stencil is you can have it going this way, which I did, or you can flip it and have it the other way. So let's something I love about stencils. Just because a stencil is made one way doesn't mean you need to use it that way. You can flip them over and use them the other direction. Could also use it going that way or going that way. 4 different ones. I know it's simple, but I love it. While we're on Uniquely Creative, this was my favorite thing from the Advent calendar. And that's saying something, because the Advent calendar was amazing. If you haven't checked out my sort of walkthrough review of that one, please go and do it. But I saw this one. I saw it in the, what was it, the little, what's it called? The ideas book that came in there. And I saw someone using it and I hope that's in there. And then when the tiny lowercase ones were actually in there, what's exactly is it called? Tiny lowercase alpha. When they were actually in there, I got very excited. So these are the 26 letters of the alphabet plus an ampersand, exclamation point, a question mark, and a hashtag. I've left mine together because it's actually kind of cool to run these through your die cut machine and just get a bunch of letters. So I've just got a couple over here that are sort of, just so you can sort of see what they look like. I'll do zooms, of course. But they're tiny alphas. It's not that exciting, but there's something about the font that I really like. And then there's something about just the size of them. Like, you can obviously use them to spell out words, but I actually think it would make a really cute background. Like, you could cut that out of a bunch of different colours and then just put your A, B, C, D, and just sort of like, you could either inlay it or you could just leave it. It would be a complicated background, I'm not going to lie. But great way to use up your scraps, just run it through with those. And like I said, I'm happy to keep them for now in this little bit and just cut out all my letters every time I want them. Really love that little die. It's so cute. And just, yeah, I'm generally a big fan of alphas anyway. Actually, I need to pull in something else. I've just remembered it. While I'm thinking of alphas, I just remembered I hadn't shown you guys this. Trish from Hobby Hopper's got this one for me. This is Quinn's ABCs. I've wanted this one for ages and I don't know what took me so long. But it's just a really great, you can use the dies just on their own and just use the letters and have them like little bubbles, cut them out of coloured cardstock, put a little white highlight mark on, they look on bubbles. Or you can stamp them, or you can stamp and die them. Die and stamp them. You get the point. Stamp and die. I give up. But they just look really cool. And just to sort of show you on a card, I'm sorry Denise if you're watching this, because you should have this card already, but usually I sort of try not to put cards that I haven't given away. But it just looks like a cute little bubble. I love it. I love this font. It's so cool. I don't know what has taken me so long to get this one, but I do really love it. And I also love that little bee who just buzzes along there. That card's for Denise for her birthday. Okay, another simple thing. Why have I not had a 6-hole punch this whole time? Why? It has opened the world of insert making. I love my inserts. I adore my inserts. And both Jess from Planner Piece and formerly Julia from Aussie Planner Chick do such a great job in making my inserts. But it's kind of fun to make your own, and it's kind of fun to be able to do all the holes at once. So I've also been experimenting with some new inserts from Planners Anonymous for my social media planner. So I obviously print them myself and I punch them. I love that this doesn't have to be, I don't have to change it. It stays exactly the way it is and I can do my A5 or my B6. It's so good. It's just so good. Kiki K, thank you for finally giving me this. It has absolutely revolutionised the way that I approach making inserts now. I sort of sit there and I go, oh, I don't want to make that for myself. I don't want to do that. It would take too long and punching it was a pain in the bum. That makes it really simple. Alright, 3 more little things. This was something else that came out of my Simon Says Stamp haul that I did, the Simon Says Stamp buy that I did for my birthday and Christmas. This is the Brutus Monroe embossing powder. I love my Ulta New embossing powder. Do not get me wrong. I love it. It's a very good white. It's a fantastic white embossing powder. But I actually really like this one too. It is a super fine one. I think that's what's called alabaster. I think on the website it says something about being super fine. But I'll show this one again because it's sort of the only card I have handy at the moment. It just does beautiful, the detail on little sentiments. Like these are tiny little sentiments and it did such a great job with it. I haven't had a single problem yet. I've used this sort of maybe 4 or 5 cards. Really, really love it. I'll try and find somewhere in Australia that you can get it, because I know doing it from Simon is a bit hard, but very glad that I tried that one. There is also a couple other ones that I tried, which if you're interested in, please let me know, and I'll do, whether it's an Instagram video or I'll do something here on YouTube, kind of going through those ones. Don't love those ones as much as I love this one, but they are still good. So the next one, rather boring one, I know, is a non-permanent marker. This is from Lumo Colour. So I just want to show you the 3 kind of differences here with the 3 markers that I have that are all basically the same. So I've got my permanent, non-permanent and whiteboard, and you're sitting there going, well, I know the difference between permanent and non-permanent. What's the difference between non-permanent and whiteboard? Well, here's the difference. This is just a piece of scrap acetate that I have. So I do a lot on acetate. I like to write, I guess they're like little mini whiteboards. I have them sort of around the place, and I can write myself little notes. But I love them, I can rub them off so I don't have to waste it. And this works the same way with laminating sheets. So you've got your permanent, your non-permanent, and then your whiteboard. Now I know that's really far away on the zoom, but hopefully we can zoom in a little bit. And obviously you can sort of tell, you can obviously tell the difference between the whiteboard and the regular for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's a wider nib. And number 2, it's a little bit easier to see, or a little bit easier, a little bit more transparent, sorry. But this is just a normal tissue, just a dry one. You can see when I rub the whiteboard one, it just comes straight off. The non-permanent one kind of does, but not really. And the permanent one doesn't come off at all. So when I use these, whether it's these ones or the laminated ones, whenever I use them with the whiteboard stuff, I'd come back and my notes would all be gone because I put them in my planner, shut it and walked away. And the sort of, when you're moving around, sometimes the whiteboard stuff can come off. So obviously I don't want to use the permanent one because that defeats the purpose of using the acetate or the laminate. This works though. So you just do a little bit of water on your tissue and it's gone. But it doesn't come off with just your basic kind of rubbing. Just to show you that I didn't use the same one on there that was wet. It's simple. It's not a complicated kind of thing that's amazing, but I really love this. It's such a great idea just for when I'm using the laminate sheets or the acetate sheets. And that one came in a pack, I think with 8. So I think I got blue and red and green and brown and yellow, and I just like having all the colours. So, simple one, I know, nothing too fancy, but I really love it. This is the last one. It's too big to have in the screen, so I'm just going to sort of put it here and then I'll put zooms and stuff in so you can sort of see what this is. This is a light box, and I'll see if I can actually plug it into something so that I can get it working. The problem that I have is that I don't have any USB ports like right underneath my desk. It's on the list of things that I need Ryan to make me. I have trouble in here. For videos, my 2 lights that sit up above my head are absolutely perfect. They really give me a lovely, lovely, lovely sort of light source, but for photos it doesn't work because if I try and get right over the top of it, unfortunately, I get shadows. So this is my answer to this. I bought this off Amazon. I think it cost me like 30 bucks. It wasn't expensive. Plugs in with a USB cord. Would be simpler if I didn't have a Mac because Macs don't have USB. They only have USB 3, so I have to use an adapter. But, and I'll just sort of do it this way. I hope that works. When you sort of turn the light on in a second, I hope it's sort of, you get the idea. It's got a ring light at the top, just with LEDs. You turn it on, and it's sort of light on and off is really simple. You can turn the level of light up and down. So you just sort of up and down along the way. You can also change the colour of the light. So you can have this one, which is a neutral light. You can have warm light, or you can have cool light for 30 bucks. And it comes with a hole in the top, obviously, so I can go completely sort of top down. It's also got little backgrounds on here, so you can sort of see this. It's just a white background. Oh, sorry, you probably can't. It's just like a piece of white cloth that hangs there, but it came with a couple of other colours as well. I find that this is actually perfect for 12 by 12. So I can put a scrapbook page in here. So I have some really nice, really basic ones from Kaisercraft that I put in here, and that's what I've been doing all my photos on. It's just helped my photos a little bit. And if you've noticed that, please let me know, because I'd be interested to see if anyone's actually noticed that the lights come a little bit different. But for stuff, especially for my Uniquely Creative Design Team stuff, I was just finding that my lights were never going to be right. And so this way I can get my lights right, which I'm very happy about. Okay, so that is everything. I'm just going to put that off to the side. I know it's not going to be included in the photos and the end here, but still. That is everything I have been loving for January. Like I said, it's not a groundbreaking list of things, but it's stuff that's simple. It's stuff that helped me sort of make all the bits and pieces that I make. A lot of them are very basic, but I really like them. I really love these cards, by the way. These unicorns are just absolutely gorgeous. That one is available now. Please go and check it out if you haven't already, because it is just the cutest little set. I love unicorns. I don't know why I love unicorns so much, but I really, really do. If you did enjoy this one, please give it a thumbs up. Please let me know what you've been loving through January as well. You can leave them down below, or of course you can find me on my socials. There's still a couple more days to enter my giveaway, so make sure that you go and join in if you haven't already. I will link that video down below for you as well. I hope you have an absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!